Hello, I'm Karina.
And I'm Jamie. Welcome to As Told by ADHD. This podcast is a brainchild of two best friends with ADHD who share a passion for learning and a knack for finding the most fascinating tidbits of knowledge.
Each week, we embark on a wild and hilarious journey of discovery as we dive headfirst into topics that pique our curiosity. From dark folklore to bizarre statistics, cultural ceremonies to famous dead people, we're here to entertain, educate, and tickle your funny bone.
This week on As Told by ADHD, we're talking about revolutionary inventions. Think about your toaster. Think about
Airplanes.
Airplanes, specifically your toaster. Dog toys.
All the things
All of
that
it.
have helped us. And
Cars. Things that
Yep.
we can't live without today. Our smartphones. Can't
Oh my
live without
gosh.
that these days.
Yep,
Literally right here.
literally.
So many things.
So many things, and we're going to talk about some.
It's going to be a great time.
It is. It's always a great time with Karina and Jamie, am I right?
Hell yeah.
So we keep going off track of how we normally go into our videos, but I promise we'll get back on track, okay? Finals week is up, so we're trying to work on a schedule because I'm stressed. So, this week, I'm going to go first because the following week I have finals and I need to grind on the finals that are literally giving me crippling anxiety. So, I'm going to go first today.
And it's going to be great.
And, surprise, I actually have two, but the first one is really short, but I just had to tell you about it.
Okay.
Because we don't use it today, but it was an invention. It was definitely that. It was an invention for sure. So bear with me, okay? What do you think for my short one? What do you think I possibly chose?
Let me think. I think it's something that isn't used anymore. Okay. I think that maybe it's some type of like cosmetic of some kind, or maybe like a cosmetic device of some kind. No?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna guess it. Okay. Am I like? Is it technology like electric?
Yeah, technically.
Okay. Technically, okay. Something that's not being used. I don't know. Hold on. Let me think. I think that it has something to do. Fax machine.
No.
Okay, I give up. I tried.
Mousetraps. People still use them, but there's a specific mousetrap that I just had to not overlook.
Okay.
Because it was so crazy. Mousetraps. Okay. Nowhere near a genre I would ever touch. But when I read about it, I was like, oh my gosh, what are people thinking? Like, I get it. Knowledge is progress. Okay, we had to learn from mistakes before us. But when you think of mousetraps, you think of maybe something really early ages, like the old box and the stick, like ancient Egypt, around 2500-ish, maybe more years ago.
Was
They
the
had
mousetrap a tiger?
Wooden.
Just have a pet tiger?
I mean, honestly, I would not put it past people to be so for real. But when you think of mousetraps, you think about like the old pulley system, right? Take a piece of wood, a little bent thing, attach the food, grab the food, the box falls, you trap them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's evolve.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, so this is like post those types of traps, but pre the type of traps we have today.
It is pre-mousetraps that we have today. But do you know when they started using the traditional mousetraps that we know today?
Probably 1920s or something.
Yeah, 1900s, which I thought was crazy because all it is a spring mechanism, right?
Mm-hmm. But,
Okay.
like, you also have to think, like, way back when, especially, like, in the plague days, there's probably so many rats.
I mean,
know?
yes, absolutely,
So
right?
one singular spring mechanism isn't gonna do the job for that many rats.
That's true, and they did have cages back then, like the
Mhm.
old, like the metal cages. We grab the food. It's like a one-way cage, door traps. In the 1880s, inventors patented a new mousetrap. It was revolutionary.
Okay.
They created a mousetrap that used firearms.
I love it. But also, you know a man invented this. Goes boom, man.
It goes boom, big gun. No, actually, they used a little gun. So they called this device the Vermin Destroyer.
Hell yeah, they did. Okay, what is the time period of this?
This is in the 1880s. They
Okay.
used small
Love
guns
it.
like pocket pistols. Okay.
Okay.
And then for ammo, they didn't want to use like their big bullets and stuff like that because that's just like really loud, obnoxious, dangerous, right?
Dangerous.
They didn't want to hurt anybody, of course, right? So a lot of bullets looked like a BB back then. So we're gonna say BB, but like thinking of like a little mouse bullet.
I have to see this. Please tell me there's a picture.
There are pictures. I will send them to you momentarily. So they would also use blanks, by the way, just to kind of like, because it is like an explosion of some type. But what they would do is they would make a wooden or metal box, right? And they'd make a little hole entrance for the mouse. They would put like a little platform, like a sensitive platform, and they put a little piece of food on it. They'd point the gun into the box, have it ready triggered with some sort of like wire or string type pulley, so that when the weight shifted on the mousetrap, the gun will okay?
It's so funny. Okay, no, but you know what I'm picturing? I don't know when the Wild West was, but I'm picturing the Wild West. I'm picturing cowboys with the biggest 10-gallon hats. I'm picturing saloon doors swinging. I'm picturing chaps. I'm picturing holsters, stirrups. And this is the world that this lived in my mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
When was the Wild West? I'm going to Google that, actually.
Let's see.
Oh, it was that era. Hell yeah. She's so smart.
You're so smart, whatever. So,
what did you call me?
I said she's so smart or whatever.
I thought you said, she's so smart, mama. I was like, I'm not a mom. I was like, that's weird.
I'm not a mommy.
I'm not mommy?
I'm not mommy, but I'm mommy.
Mushroom skeleton mommy.
Mushroom skeleton mommy. That's me. Watch
our Halloween episode. You'll get it.
Yeah. If you know, you know. If you don't know, watch our Halloween episode. Tell me, Jamie, why do you think that a trap like this would be unsuccessful?
It's loud. And also it would scare away the rats, and then they would like rats are smarter than people think they are, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, true.
And I feel like once or twice this happens, the gun goes off, and then no more rats are going near that, but they're going to be around it.
Another, are you ready?
Okay.
Children.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about it.
Children.
Okay.
You'll have a gun that's permanently at the ready, very sensitive. If that child even climbs on that box to try to stand up, because we all know in that 7, 8, 9 month phase, they're just pulling on everything to stand up. A gun goes off.
Boom.
Are you kidding me? Like, no. So, that's that
Also,
story.
I just want to say, in my mind, there are no children in the Wild West. The Wild West?
It's probably better that way.
Probably, yeah.
They're probably all better off that way. So, we're going to my real story now. I just had to share that. I literally had to share it.
Thank you for that little tidbit. Loved it.
Yeah, using firearms to exterminate mice. And you had to reload. There weren't automatic or semi-automatic guns.
That's so funny.
You had to literally reload it. I digress. Okay. So, my topic is the computer.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, right? Everybody knows it, but everybody
yeah.
doesn't know it, you know? I feel like there's a lot of people who don't like know. And I feel like it's our job to tell people who kind of know so that they know the know.
No.
No.
Sorry, I don't know what that
But
was.
you know. So.
But you know. But you know now.
But you know now. You're welcome. So, did you know the no?
Probably. Did you know? Yeah, I did
Did you know
actually.
the no? Did you know the first message ever sent over the internet was supposed to say login? But it crashed after only 2 letters. So the first message ever sent was literally low.
Low. Love it.
Success.
It's majority of LOL.
It's majority of LOL before it even happened. Maybe that's why it happened. Probably not. Oh, LOL's an invention, isn't it? It's word invention.
I
No?
mean,
Yes.
I would put it under. It is an invention, kind of. I would put it under the category of like slang, like how slang came about.
Fair. That's a good one. You need to pencil that down.
Write that down.
Or write that down. Quick.
Write that down.
Write it down in the comments, stat, so you don't forget. Anyways, so back in the 1960s, the U.S. was in the middle of the Cold War during this time. We all know it. We've learned it in history class, socio class?
Socio classes.
Social studies.
I thought you were actually
Anyways,
sociology.
sociology. Bro, I am losing it today. So,
It's been a
anyways,
long day.
it's been a long day. We're filming at night, by the way. We don't usually do that, so.
Yeah. Which this might have to be the norm now.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That's okay. We're having
It's
fun.
fine.
Yeah, it's
Having a great time.
fine. Yeah. So, Cold War, right? There was a real concern, like in all forms of war that have happened before, about communication systems getting wiped out. Okay? Like you said in a story, they would kill the messenger pigeons.
Share me.
Yep, share me. And then they would have prisoners of war. They would send in spies, right? Communication and messing with communication is a trick as old as time. But now that we're like industrial revolution-ish area time frame, well, just not really industrial revolution, but things are moving really, really quick. They're scared. They're like, we have a center control area where communication comes out of. If that is blown up, we can't rebuild that. So what can we do? Which is also kind of funny because them building this is now used all around and to even like kind of run the entire world, if you think about it. But how would they know that, right? So they were just trying to solve a very specific problem, which is communication. So Cold War era, there was heavy concern about that. The question basically is, if something happens, how do we keep things running? How do we make sure that there are several forms of communication? So the US government went through this research company called ARPA. It was the Advanced Research Projects Agency, and they started looking into a different idea. Instead of having one central control system, what if they had a network that didn't rely on that centralized area? And what if they had something that could spread out? Thus, ARPANET was formed. Okay? ARPANET. Which I actually didn't know that.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it's called ARPANET. That was technically like the first
internet?
Web? Yeah, internet? Yeah.
Web.
ARPANET. But anyways. Just the way you were saying that was really funny.
ARPANET. ARPANET.
ARPANET. So,
sorry.
The researchers' names, the researchers involved, okay? Bear with me, the first one's name is kind of a doozy, okay? The researchers involved are J.C.R. Licklider, Larry Roberts, Leonard Kleinrock and Paul Barron. So I guess the head honcho was Mr. Licklighter. I don't know, but Licklighter. Ooh, okay, anyways. Now, the hard part was how to get it to where they could actually communicate with other people, because back then computers weren't like they are now, obviously. We literally have a full functioning computer right here, literally the size of our hands.
Don't look at my screen. It's crazy.
But did you see the cute little Bulbasaur?
Yeah, the cute little Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur. It's so cute. So, we have these computers, right? The original computers, which you all may know, took up rooms, okay? They were massive, floor to ceiling, big old clunky things just to get something as simple as sending out a message to work. Crazy to think about to those, like, whoa, wait. Think about all of the people that are just now learning what the original computers were. Yeah, like kids.
You know, okay, so one crazy thing to me, when you were younger and you were pretending to call somebody and you would use your hand, how would you do it?
Hello.
Yeah, like this. Kids these days, isn't that crazy?
Okay, that's wild.
It's wild. Like, this makes sense to me, but like, I get it, but like, it just doesn't seem like,
Hello?
I don't know. Hello?
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 What is that? No, what's this? Everybody, this is the phone. This is the handheld phone. Let's all learn a lesson here. If you want to act like you're calling something, you go,
That's the
beep, boop,
rotary
beep, boop,
dial.
boop, 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 and then you, hello? That's the way to do it, okay?
Beep, boop, boop, boop.
Literally,
Sorry.
that's crazy. But I'm thinking about all of the kids, mine included, who's going to learn.
He's never seen one of these kind of phones.
Well, he's seen those types of phones before, but because he had been to like a previous job of mine in the office. It's crazy to think that like even my child, it's going to be the first time that he ever sees like what the original computer looks like. And he's going to be blown away. Like, yes, we weren't alive when the first computer was made, but it wasn't super far-fetched because we still had like really clunky machines like growing up in like elementary school and stuff. So just thinking that he sees my phone and that's a full functioning computer. Him seeing the original computer where you don't even like have screens and stuff attached to it and stuff like that, like that's going to be wild to him. The computers used to take up the whole space, maybe even several rooms, like depending. But so they had to come up with a way to send information. They came up with this idea called packet switching, and the easiest way to think about what this is imagine you're trying to send a letter, but instead of putting like the whole thing in an envelope, you cut it into a bunch of like smaller pieces, and each piece gets sent separately, possibly different routes, and then it gets reassembled on the other side. That's what packet switching is. So it takes your message, it breaks it apart, it travels up, down, side to side, away, and then it comes back together on the other end. So that way it's going through, again, not a centralized area.
All I can think about is from not Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, when TV Mike or whatever his name was teleported. That's all I can think about.
That's a very good example, actually, though. That's a super good example. Pretty much like that if you've seen it. So this packet switching was the breakthrough, because even if part of the network went down, the message could still find another way through, and it didn't depend on that one path. So in 1969, they finally tried to make all of this work. They connected the computer at UCLA to another one at Stanford. And that's where they tried to send the first ever message, login, but it ended up being low. It failed, but from there, they started to expand. They actually fixed the mistake really, 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 really quickly. Like, there was no more hiccups that I could find, which is surprising. But they started to expand, as in other universities decided to get connected through ARPANET. And with those computers joining ARPANET, the network expanding, researchers were able to keep improving it because they had different endpoints. And so as soon as something would happen, they knew that they had to push the information a different way out there the farther they would go. And this, in turn, helped the government during war to push messages and all of that kind of stuff.
Why did you say it like that?
I don't know. Actually, I do know, but I don't know. This is why. But I digress. And stuff. But by the 1980s, the network wasn't just for the government anymore. It wasn't just for research purposes anymore. It started opening up to more people. And then in the 1990s, the introduction of the World Wide Web happened. And that made like internet accessible for like normal people. It was still pretty technical. Like you had to know what you were doing, and maintenance companies and tech companies, like fix-it people were booming back then because they had computers were very new and people literally had no idea what they were doing. You now had a visual to the web, right? That made it easier to navigate all on its own. But it turned into something that people could interact with, and once that happened, it literally just exploded. Literally exploded to where we are today, where you can literally send a singular message to somebody on the other side of the world in like a millisecond. Not really a millisecond, it's probably like 1 second, but still, that's crazy. Other side of the world. That's crazy. Hell yeah, dude.
I just sent her a message saying,
hell yeah, dude. She literally said, hell yeah, dude.
To prove a point. I'm proving your point.
But you are proving my point. But the reason I decided to go with the computer is because it's kind of like the topic we talk about a lot, like world wars. Everybody knows of the world wars, but they don't know what happened during those times.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the computer, but they don't know how it came to be. They just thought that like, oh, someone invented it.
Yeah.
And that's
it
literally
exists.
It just exists, right? The limit does not exist. But I do think that, like, I learned something new. Learning something that you are familiar with can change your mindset on a lot of things, put a lot of things into perspective. Because I personally have, and like, I like learning new things. Like me and Jamie, that's something we bond over. We really like learning new things and we like entertaining each other with what we learn. I actually did not know that the internet initially was for government communication only.
I didn't
I
either.
actually did not know that.
I assumed it was for like, it makes sense, but I assumed it was for more like purposes of like commercial use. Like I could picture like a giant bank paying someone to make a system to be able to do that,
Right. Right.
So I assumed that was what it was, and I just didn't look further.
Or just a curious soul who thought that you could, people at Google, condense everything from a library into a search engine to make it easier. Like, a lot of things do tend to form from curious people who like to theorize and try to bring that theory to reality. I think that it's so important that we tell these stories because I feel like history is kind of like a lost sport almost. Like people literally would just watch it just for entertainment, and there's still plenty of people out there who love watching a good documentary, National Geographic History Channel type thing. Having the facts, maybe not all of them, because like we would have a very, very, very long episodes if we got into every single nitty gritty.
Okay, I feel called out.
But like laying out the facts. Like being so for real. Like, I want to, but because I know I can talk, but I don't, want to, right? I think that we provide information for people to go and further research. And even though, we have some of our biases, calling out people who are kind of dumb, other than that, we kind of just lay out the groundwork of what happened. We react to it, but you have a basis to do your own research so that you can further learn stuff. There's a lot of information on the internet, especially when creators start coming in, like Google, like Microsoft, like, all of those companies, and how they revolutionized the internet from there.
Right.
But I thought the origin story was pretty cool. So that's it.
Speaking of Google, did you know that the name of Google wasn't always gonna be Google?
I cannot remember, but I know it was something wild.
It was
Give me the
something wild.
names.
Hold on.
I need the names.
Are you ready? Are you sure you're ready?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Back rub. Why? I don't know. Back rub. Let me go search back rub right now. But like, I don't know.
Oh my gosh. You can back rub it.
Hey, go back rub it.
I'm telling you the truth. You can back rub it.
I can't. I'm so glad they went with Google.
Oh my gosh. Where did Google come from? I think I know this too, but I cannot remember.
It's inspired by a mathematical term, Google, and that's all the information I have right now in this moment.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Back to you, Karina. Hi. So, it's been a long day, guys. I'm sorry. I start getting kind of delirious. My fiance thinks it's hilarious, but my story today was really, really short. But context to the bigger thing is a good thing. And you got to learn that people shot pistols at mice, and they had little mouse
bullets.
guns.
Little mouse bullets, little mouse guns.
And a big mouse box. And the big mouse
children-
box would go boom.
And children were there.
They were there.
Contrary to belief, there were children in the Wild West. Even though I don't believe it for a second.
Honestly, it's probably for the better, like I said earlier, that they aren't there in your brain.
Like, all I think about in the Wild West is literally, like, bar fights. What is it called when you have, like, a pistol showdown?
Yeah, showdown. It would be a showdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's drinking.
Everybody's drinking, not drinking,
Drinking. Like, they were the
People are
original party girls.
drinking.
You can quote that here. Cowboys were the original party girls.
Quote it here, folks. You heard it here first.
Okay.
So,
well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know I did, especially the little tiny mouse guns.
Little tiny mouse pew pews in the box that goes boom boom at 3 a.m.
That's crazy.
But, where's your water? Where's your water? Do you have water? Also, Jamie, we hit 100 subscribers.
We did.
We hit 100 subscribers. 100 subscribers. We hit 100 subscribers. It's now at 103.
I know. I think the last time I checked it was 103. Maybe we got another one. Hold on. Hold on.
Let's see.
Guys. It is still 103. That's fine.
Okay.
We love all 103 of you. Thank you for tuning in and
but
subscribing.
How crazy is that? Because life hit us really, really, really hard for pretty much the entire year of 2024, parts of 2025. So we released a handful of episodes and then just everything was happening, right? And the fact that we were able to come back, and yes, I think it's been, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, we're now in May. 10 months. We were able to go from 13 subscribers to 103. I'm mind blown. I mean, I feel like people would say, what are you mind blown for? It's only 100 people. But I love the fact that we are growing so slowly because that means these people are here for the long run.
Right.
These people are here because they actually like history. They kind of like us.
Maybe.
They want to hear about stuff. I love the growth that we have accomplished. And I love that it's steady. And I love that 103 of you guys like actually like what we talk about enough to where you want to like stick around. I think that's so cool. I think that's so cool. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Wow. We love you guys.
We do. We do.
Anyway.
I'm so excited. Anyway.
Have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, a wonderful week. Drink your water. We already discussed that.
Yes.
Circle back to it. Treat yourself. If not with expensive things, then just something that makes you happy.
What makes me happy is getting sun. Sitting in the sun like a lizard.
I wish.
Warm up the soul.
What makes me happy is my pug.
Fun fact. He's on her lap right now. You just can't see him.
He was on my lap. He jumped down. He said,
well,
it's hot.
It's hot.
He said, it's hot.
I hope soon we'll start getting some comments about what you're going to do nice for yourself this week as well. And we will, again, add them to our videos so that way we can share something. Maybe you'll get an idea from somebody, or maybe you'll just get that little motivation to do something for yourself, seeing that someone else is trying to do something small that's nice for themselves. But other than that, we will see you next week with part 2 of Revolutionary Inventions, where Jamie's going to take the reins, and she usually blows my mind.
Let's maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah. Maybe.
Goodbye. A girl.
A girl.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can do it. You ready?
Get it.
I gotta get in that mindset. Goodbye.
Okay, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.